identified peer pressure and media influence as key drivers of drug abuse, urging society to take stronger measures to protect young people from falling into addiction. To explore this further, we are joined by a public affairs analyst, Francis Chikala. Thank you so much, Mr. Chikala, for joining us on the news.
Good morning. It's Mr. Chilaka, not Chikala.
Chilaka. All right. Noted, sir. Now, over 14 million Nigerians are said to be battling drug addiction. How alarming is this crisis to you?
It's quite alarming. It simply shows that we're losing the fabric of the nation, which is the younger generation. Something needs to be done urgently to arrest this situation.
Okay, so then what are the most severe physical and mental health effects of drug abuse, particularly among young people?
Well, I mean, anybody who gets addicted to using hard drugs, be it the smaller ones or the bigger ones, obviously, the first thing you notice is loss of memory, and the person is unable to concentrate to do the right things. And then, from there, it develops into stealing, because you need money to buy these drugs to be able to keep yourself happy. So you begin to steal. Before you know it, you're going to armed robbery, and all kinds of vices. It's a really serious matter. And I'm happy that the group has taken it up to start talking about it in secondary schools. But we need to go beyond that. We need to begin to explore other areas where there is so much abuse. The bus stops. We need to move to the churches. We need to move to the mosque. We need to move to where young people gather and begin to educate them, because we're losing quite a number of our young people. We're having people with terminal illnesses. We're having people with kidney problem and all of that. These are part of the effects of these hard drugs.
Okay, you mentioned quite a couple of approaches that can be employed to deal with this menace, but then we still have issues around peer pressure and media influence. How would you say these contribute to drug abuse, and how do we counter these factors?
Well, if we're talking about peer group will always be there. You can't throw that away. But it's also goes to show that we're losing parenting in Nigeria. Parents are no longer available for their children to be able to educate them well and to be able to guide them. So that is one important area we need to look at. Now, when we talk about the media and, those in the movie industry, the music industry, we need to have a situation where certain programs, certain videos are not allowed to be aired. Videos that encourage encourage smoking, encourage drinking of alcohol and all of that. So there has to be some level of restrictions, especially by the National Communication Council and all of that. So they need to do more to be able to arrest this situation. It's not something that can be done just by government. It's something that parents, teachers, and volunteers need to come together and find a way to address this issue.
Now, it's quite nice that we say that the campaigns have been taken to schools, but then let's look at the management and the communities involved and other organizations. What role can they play in preventing drug abuse, most especially in these schools now?
Well, first and foremost, I don't believe in solving problem without addressing the root cause of the problem. We need to have laws that are very strict, especially with those who are bringing these drugs into the country. We need to have laws that, give them maximum punishment. When there are laws that punish people for doing the wrong thing, a lot of this menace will change. The management, yes. A lot of schools don't even have counseling units. They need to begin to have counseling units. And I think NDLEA itself should move out too and get more involved with the day-to-day activities of the people, going to bus stops, and all of that, not just sitting at the airports and at the seaports waiting to arrest people who are bringing in the drugs. They need to go out there and arrest those who are even peddling the drugs. Most of these NDLA people, they know those who peddle these drugs. They need to go after them and ensure. And then when drugs are seized, and they need to be destroyed, they need to also ensure that it's the total quantity of drugs that are seized that are destroyed. So every means by which we can stop the spread of these drugs, living either from those who are bringing it in or those who are working with the agency, so that it doesn't get to the younger generation. I mean, that's a big deal, and that's a way forward for us to be able to fight the menace of drug abuse in Nigeria.
All right, Mr. Francis Chilaka, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us.